Today's video will feature depictions of people blowing chunks. That's been your warning, and with that, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Macabre'Gorium Labs presents a showcase of things likely forgotten. My name is Bats, and I hope you'll join me today as we take an interesting look at today's topic, the regurgitated history of fake vomit. Gross, but fun. For today's video, we're going to be taking focus on the actual item of fake vomit, and not necessarily the tropes or methods used in TV shows or movies. Much like our topic on the Ouija board, the history of this one is kind of hard to pin down, but I assure you, we'll try our best. Introduced somewhere in the 1950s, possibly 1960s, fake Barf's origins are as elusive as the reason anyone would want to make it in the first place. However, it was either invented by a man named Ayla or a man named Ray Suggett. And both of these men actually have a supposed origin story for the creation of the fake vomit, but for now, let's focus on the story of Ayla. According to the lore behind this classic gag, originally Marvin Glass was presented with the idea for fake Barf by Ayla, but surprisingly, not only was he disinterested, but allegedly found the concept to be just gross and not worthy of production. Thus it was quickly passed over. While in a meeting with Irving Fishlove, Marvin would fail to really impress with his lineup of pitches. Nothing really wowed him. However, out of nowhere, Ayla would rush into the room and plop the vomit down on the desk in front of Fishlove, and pretty quickly laughter ensued from all three men. Turns out that Fishlove actually loved the gag, and all it took to get Glass on board was seeing the prank in action. Fake vomit would then go into immediate production. We'll discuss a little bit more about the production of fake vomit in a minute, but for now, let's talk about the story of Ray Suggett. Believe it or not, Ray's story actually has nothing to do with Marvin Glass, because as it was, Ray was an Arkansas man that worked at making prosthetics like arms, legs, and other body parts. Specifically, he would make these body parts for miners that suffered injuries. But Ray also made jokes and other novelties for Fishlove. Well, legend has it, one day while working, Ray would accidentally drop some latex on the floor. He would sit looking at the plop and came to the conclusion that it was not really all that interesting and that it just looked pointless. But, in a weird twist, he would not throw it away, but instead, he kept it. The rest of this story says that in the end, Fishlove decided to pay Ray a visit to see if he had anything new to show him. And at some point, Ray would end up plopping the latex puddle down in front of Fishlove, and he was so impressed that the rest is history. There was actually a third version that kind of culminates both other stories. This story says that the first story is pretty much in its entirety. However, when Fishlove would take the item to Ray in Arkansas to see if he would produce it, Ray opened up a drawer and pulled out the one he had made and said, "Like this?" And that's how the story goes. Let us know which one of those three stories you think it is. Unfortunately, there's really no way to know because these are only spread as rumors that you could hear on factory floors if you work in the factory. According to experts, it would be the story relating to Ayla that would seem to be the most likely. But I suppose that the jury is out, and finding any real info for this one actually proved to be pretty difficult. But by the time this video airs, we will have reached out to the company, so you can expect a video on more of these products in the future. Either way, this iconic classic was originally branded as Whoops, and the most disgusting laugh getter. It was a simple, affordable, mostly harmless gag that was made on the cheap. It utilizes latex bits of colored foam for texture. The way they make this toy is actually pretty simple, but interesting. According to the experts and some information from the website, they use 5-gallon buckets of latex that are mixed with small foam chunks, and using a ladle, each puddle of vomit is hand poured to this very day. This ensures that all throughout time, no two fake puddles of barf will ever look the same. The package also suggests that you sprinkle some water on it for effect, because after all, Barf is supposed to be wet. While the original Whoops did sell around 60,000 fake Barfs just by the early 60s, over the years it has been produced less and less. This is due to things like knockoffs and somehow even cheaper knockoffs from other countries. But the original Whoops fake vomit is still produced right here in the United States by Now Incorporated, a company that acquired the H. Fishlove and Company in 1992, and that factory is located in the state of Illinois. Now if you're thinking, hey, I wouldn't mind getting my hand on some of this company's practical jokes or other novelties, you can, but it might take a little light searching. This is because Now Inc. does not sell products to consumers, but instead uses a wholesale method. We assume this is due to the items being extremely affordable, and they would lose tons sending single fake barfs, whoopee cushions, and joy buzzers to practical jokers all over, given that it will very likely cost more money to ship these items as singles than they cost to make or price they ask per unit. That's not to say the company doesn't want to make money or doesn't care about selling their products. In fact, quite the contrary, because the website itself actually offers a full list of retailers that sell their products, including the dreaded and oddly, this is where you could actually find a majority, if not all, of their product, so you can prank until your heart's content. So as you probably guessed, you can find all of these as of 2025 with very little searching or effort. From brick and mortar stores to pretty much anywhere on the internet, the fake vomit and other popular pranks aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I remember being a kid and my family was actually a pretty big fan of these pranks, practical jokes, and other cheesy magic tricks. We actually had a ton of fun with it. The whoopee cushion was always my personal favorite. In fact, if you want to know more about the whoopee cushion and its history, you can check out the video linked at the end card of this video. But now you know what I think? I've just gotta ask. Were or are you a fan of practical jokes? Have you ever used the fake vomit to prank someone? Did you ever use fake vomit or another novelty to prank someone? If so, what was your favorite prank? And if not, what was your favorite childhood toy, snack, show, movie, or other memory? Did we forget something, get something wrong, or leave something out? Do you have a suggestion for a future video? Or maybe just want to drop in and say hi? Either way, feel free to head on down to the comments, because as usual, we look forward to hearing from you. And with that, unfortunately, we've come to the end of another Macabre'Gorium Lab showcase of things likely forgotten. I've been your host, Bats, and I hope you had a good time today as we took a look at today's topic, fake vomit. Gross, but fun. Be sure to check back next time because you never know what we have in store. And as usual, think for yourselves, be excellent to each other, and keep it creepy. Blah! Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. This one was a lot of fun to make, and I have actually kind of wanted to make this one for a while. But for now, I want to give a shout out to our patrons that help support us over there. So, big shout out thanks to Corey Backus, Viking Woman, Boss Mike, Woodstock, Bill, Matt H, and Joshua R. Thank you all for your support. And check out these linked videos for the history of the whoopee cushion, or this other video that's a channel from our partner, Bats from the Grave. Keep it creepy, and we'll see you in the next one.